This is week 14 and this is lecture 1. In the previous lecture, you have learned topic 10. That is the last topic in this course. Topic 10 is about capital budgeting. Capital budgeting is a process or analysis to be done when a business want to purchase fixed asset or to start a new project. Capital budgeting is something like this. If a business want to purchase a fixed asset, most of the time the business has choices. If you have a business, you want to purchase a fixed asset, you can purchase fixed asset brand A, fixed asset brand B, fixed asset brand C. So you want the best fixed asset for your business. So how to decide which asset has to be purchased? So you do capital budgeting analysis. And when you use that analysis, you will see which asset is the best asset for your business. In the previous lecture, you have learned two methods to do capital budgeting analysis. The first one is called payback period method, and the second one is called accounting rate of return method. Okay, now this is the third method that you have to know. The method is called net present value method. So this is the introduction to the method. First, you have to know the present value concept. Present value concepts can be divided into two types. The first one is the present value of an amount and the present value of an annuity. Okay, so this is about present value of an amount. So the first thing is you have to understand the concept of present value. What is present value and what is future value? So if you have taken business mathematics course, then you have in that course you have learned about this present value. Most of the time, business math course will cover the concept of present value, but this is like the introduction. So this textbook comes with an old example in year 2008. It is like more than 10 years ago. So let's see. On January 1st, 2008, you invest $1 in an account in an account that earns 12% interest compounded annually. Interest earning interest is called compounding. Okay, this compounding means that if you keep your cash in investment account, this year you get 12% interest or profit, for example. Next year you will get another 12% interest or profit. It means that the interest that you get this year will generate more interest in the future. So that is the thing that this slide is trying to explain. So see here, this is about the present value concept. Okay, it shows here, if a person invests $1 in year 2008, January 1st, year 2008, and the interest is 12% per year, the thing that will happen is like this. At the end, at the beginning of year 2009, the $1 invested will increase to become $1.12. The 12 cent is the interest, 12%. If the person invested the cash again and the rate is same 12%, so at the January 1st 2010, the cash has increased to $1.25.4. Why that dollar has increased? Because the amount of interest that the person got in the previous year will generate more interest in the future. Okay, so if the person keep investing the dollar that he has or she has at the beginning of year 2011, the cash will increase to become $1.40.4. That is this from this figure, the thing that you can understand is like this. The future value of $1 at 12% interest in next 4 years is $1.40.4. That is the future value. The future value of $1 at 12% interest in the next 4 years. See, in the next 4 years, the year 2011 is $1.40.4. That is the future value. The present value is like this. The present value of $1.40.4 at 12% interest in the next 4 years is $1. So I hope you can get the idea. The present value of something in the future is less. So you can see here, in the future, in this example, the future is 2011. In the future, the dollar is $1.40.4. If we convert this amount to the present value in this example is 2008, the amount is only $1. The future value, the present value is less than the future value. But in the other way around, that is the thing. The present value is less than the future value amount. Why this thing happen? Because this thing happen because the effect of interest. If you have money, if you have cash, now your cash is $1. But if you keep that cash or invest that cash, the cash will increase. Why it is increased? It will increase because the effect of interest. If you invest the cash or keep the cash in bank account, the amount of cash will increase. On the other way around, if somebody promise you to give you cash in the future, let's say he promised to give you $10,000 in next 5 years. That $10,000 in the next 5 years, the present value of that amount is less because with less cash, the person that promised you can keep that cash in the bank and the bank will pay interest. In the next 5 years, the lower amount of cash has become 10,000. So that is about the present value. So let's see what is about this slide. Assume that today is January 2008 and the current interest rate is 12%. What is the present value of $1,404 to be received on January 2011. To determine the answer, we need to go to the exhibit 1, find the table value for the 3 years at 12%. So this is the calculation referring to the previous slide. So the answer is $1,000. Okay, this is the calculation using the present value table. Okay, the present value is 1,000. But don't worry about this, maybe it is quite confusing, but I will show you how to use the net present value method, and it is very straightforward. If the interest rate is 12%, then 1,404 in 3 years is worth $1,000 today. Okay, another one is present value of an annuity. An annuity is a series of equal net cash flows at fixed time interval. The present value of an annuity is the amount of cash needed today to yield a series of equal net cash flows at fixed time intervals in the future. Okay, this is about the net present value method. The net present value method, also called the discounted cash flow method, analyzes capital investment proposals by comparing the initial cash investment with the present value of the net cash flow. Okay, this is an example. This example shows about how to use the net present value to do capital budgeting analysis. At the beginning of year 2008, equipment with an expected life of 5 years can be purchased for $200,000. At the end of 5 years, it is anticipated that the equipment will have no residual value. Residual value is the value of the asset or equipment at the end of its useful life. The example is like this. Let's say you have a business and then you purchase a motor vehicle. You think that the motor vehicle can be used for 7 years. Okay. Residual value is the value of that motor vehicle at the end of year 7. Let's say at the end of the year 7, the motor vehicle can be sold as a second-hand motor vehicle at $5,000. So that $5,000 is the residual value. Or at the end of year 7, the motor vehicle cannot be sold as a second-hand item, but the motor vehicle only can be sold as a recycled item. $1,000. So that $1,000 is the residual value. Some assets has no residual value. At the end of its useful life, then the business has to dispose the asset. So that is zero salvage value. So in this example, at the end of the 5 years, the equipment has no residual value, so zero residual value. So remember the data, and then this is additional information. The net cash flow of 70,000 is expected at the end of 2008. This net cash flow is expected to decline 10,000 every year except 2012 until the machine is retired. The firm expects a minimum rate of return of 10% should the equipment be purchased. So let's see how to use net present value method to do capital budgeting analysis. So this figure shows the situation. The equipment, if the business purchased the equipment, the initial investment, or like the price of the equipment, or the amount that the business has to pay for this equipment is 200,000. So negative, cash out. And at the end of year 1, the business can generate 70,000. And the amount of cash that can be generated will decrease 10,000 every year, except in year 2012. So 70,000 in year 2008, 60,000 in year 2009, 50,000 in the year 2010, 40,000 in the year 2011, and 40,000 in the year 2012, because the question says 2012 there is no decrease in the cash and net cash flow. So these are the data. So how to do net present value method? So the thing that you have to do is like this. Okay, first you have to calculate the present value of net cash flow at the end of year 1. At the end of the year 1, the net cash flow is 70,000. The present value of that is 70,000 times 0.909. How to get the 0.909? To get that number, you have to refer to the present value table. Or also you can use the scientific calculator if you want. Okay, when you refer to the present value table, you have to refer to the correct present value table. You have to refer to the annuity present value table, or the present value the present value table, or the annuity present value table. This one you have to refer to the present value table, not the annuity table. Okay, so you refer to that. So the next thing, and then for the year 2, the net cash flow is 60,000, and you have to refer to the present value table. The year is 2 year, the interest is 10%. You will get this number, 0.826. You have to do the same thing for year 3 and year 4 net cash flow and year 5. Okay, when you do that, after you have calculated the present value of each net cash flow every year related to this equipment or investment in equipment or fixed asset, you will get a list of the present value of the net cash flow. In this example, the list is like this: 63,630 for present value for the cash in year 1. In year 2, 49,560. In year 3, the present value of cash is 37,550. In year 4, 27,320. In year 5, 24,840. And then see here, the first thing that you can see in the list is the initial investment, 200,000. That is the cash out. When the business want to invest in this equipment, the business has to pay 200,000. That is cash out. And then there's and then you can see here a list of 5 net cash flow for 5 years. Net present value of the cash flow for 5 years. That are cash in. Cash out 200,000, and then there are 5 cash ins. So how to calculate the net present value? The net present value is all the cash in minus the cash out. So in this example, the difference between the cash in and cash out is 2,900. Okay, that 2,900 is known as the net present value. It shows that for this equipment, the net present value of cash in is higher compared to the cash out. So when you see that the net present value of cash in is higher than the cash out, then the decision that has to be made is to purchase the equipment, or to say yes to the investment in the equipment. If the net present value is negative, then you have to say no. If the net present value is negative, it means that the total present value of cash in is less compared to the cash out. Here, the net present value is positive, and it shows that the total net present value of cash in is higher compared to the initial investment. So that's why we have to say yes for this purchase of equipment. Okay, this is like a additional one. Let's say you have several choices or alternatives of investment. Investment 1, investment 2, investment 3. And then you have analyzed this investment using net present value. Let's say all 3 investments shows positive net present value. So how to choose the best investment? From the 3 investment that have positive net present value. So to choose the best investment, you can use present value index. So that is not difficult. Present value index, the way to calculate the present value index is easy. The total present value of net cash flow divided by amount to be invested. Okay, for the previous example, the total present value of net cash flow is 202,900, and the amount to be invested is $200,000. So the present value index equal to 1.0145. So this is an example. Let's say you have 3 proposals. You are a manager, you receive 3 proposals to purchase fixed asset. So you know that before you choose any proposal, you have to do capital budgeting analysis. So in this example, you do net present value analysis. So after you have done the net present value analysis, the net present value, you can see here, proposal A, the net present value is 7,000. Proposal B, the net present value is 6,400. Proposal C, net present value is negative 3,600. So you know that proposal C has to be rejected because it generates negative net present value. It means that the amount of present value of net cash flow is less compared to the initial investment. So that proposal C has to be rejected. But the problem is proposal A and B shows positive net present value. So which one you have to choose? Proposal A or proposal B? Both have positive net present value. So to decide which proposal is the best, then you have to use the present value index. So to calculate the present value index, you use the formula that you have seen in the previous slide. So in this sample question, proposal A, the present value index is 1.07. Proposal B, the present value index is 1.08. Proposal C, the present value index is 0.96. So here it shows that proposal B has to be accepted, should be accepted, because proposal B has the highest or the best present value index. Management should consider the possible use of the $20,000 difference between A and B, between proposal A and proposal B before making decision. So the simple conclusion that you can see from here is proposal B is better compared to proposal A because the present value index is higher. So that's how you can use present value index to choose the best investment when there are several positive net cash flow investment. Okay, so this is another example. A proposal is made to acquire $200,000 of equipment with an expected useful life of 5 years, no residual value, and a minimum desired rate of return of 10%. The new equipment is expected to generate a net cash inflow of $50,000 each year. Should the firm acquire the equipment? So see here. In this sample question, this is a new sample question, not like the previous slide. So in this sample question, you can see that the net cash inflow is 50,000 every year. Same net cash inflow every year is same. In the previous slide, in the first year, the net cash flow is 70,000 and then decrease 60,000, 50,000, 40,000 and 40,000. But this question, this sample question, every year the cash can be generated is same, 50,000 every year. So how to answer this kind of question? So when you see this kind of situation, the situation where every year the net cash flow is same, you have to refer to present value annuity table. Remember I have told you earlier there are two present value table, the present value table, and then another one is present value annuity table. For this situation, you have to refer to present value annuity table. So equal annual cash flow is 50,000, and then you have to refer to the table of present value annuity. So that you will see something like this. So when you refer to this table, you look at 10% interest and the year is 5 years. So you will get a number. In this situation, the number is 3.791. So when you refer to this table, remember to refer to the correct percentage of interest and the period. In this situation, the interest is 10%, the period is the period is 5 years. You will get the correct number. Okay, 3.791. So you put the number. So the present value of the annuity equal to $50,000 times 3.791. Okay, that is the present value of 50,000. Net cash flow every year for 5 years at 10% discount or 10% interest. So you will get the number like this, 189,550. So is this a good investment? So you, to see whether it is a good investment or not, you can use the present value index, or you can calculate the net present value first. Okay, net present value will be like 10,450. So if you use present value index, then you will see something like this. So for this investment, the present value index is 0.948. So it is not a good investment. The proposal should be rejected because the present value index is less than 1. When the present value index is less than 1, it shows that the investment has a negative net present value. So this investment has to be rejected. We only accept investment that has positive net present value or present value index of more than 1. Okay. This is the advantage and disadvantage of net present value method. Okay, the main advantage of net present value method is it considers cash flow. When you do the capital budgeting analysis using net present value method, you use cash flow as the basis of the analysis. That is good because cash is important for every business. Every business has to have sufficient cash, otherwise the business cannot survive. Okay, that is one point. The second point is the net present value method considers the time value of money. The net present value method considers the effect of interest or discount in the analysis. That is good because interest or discount is applicable to every business. If you have a business, you will have to keep cash in bank, or you have to invest your cash in short term like fixed deposit or something. So the effect of interest on your cash is real, cannot be avoided. So this NPV method is good because it considers the time value of money or the effect of interest or discount. But the present value method has one disadvantage at least, and it is the present value method assumes that cash received can be reinvested at the rate of return. This method assumes that all cash in can be reinvested at the rate of return, at certain rate of return. But in real situation, we cannot say that all cash received can be reinvested quickly. Maybe it takes time to reinvest. It takes time to reinvest and to get high interest or return like 10%, 12%. So it takes time. It cannot be done immediately. Okay, that is about the net present value method. Okay, let's see. This is like the last example for this subtopic. A project has estimated annual net cash flow of 50,000 for 7 years, and it is estimated to cost 240,000. Assume a minimum acceptable rate of return of 12%. Using Exhibit 2, determine the net present value of the project and the present value index, rounded to 2 decimal places. So this is not difficult. What do you think? You have to refer to present value table or present value annuity table? So the answer is you have to refer to present value annuity table, because the net cash flow every year is same 50,000 for 7 years. So when you see something like this, you refer to present value annuity table. Easy. So that to answer this question, when you want to calculate the net present value, remember the net present value is initial investment, which is negative 240,000, and then you calculate the present value of the 50,000 for 7 years at 12% interest. So when you check to the present value table, you will get that the present value number is 4.564. Is it true? 12%? Yes, 7 years, 12%. So you check the table, 7 years, 12%, you will get 4.564. That is the present value for the annuity. Then, for the present value of net present value of cash, the present value of net cash flow every year minus the initial investment. The initial investment is 240,000. So you will get here, the answer is 11,800 negative. So negative means the present value of net cash flow is less compared to the initial investment. The initial investment is bigger compared to the present value of the net cash flow. So it is not a good investment because the net present value of is negative. B, the present value index. So how to calculate that? To calculate that, you have to calculate the net present value of cash inflows divided by the initial investment 240,000. Then you will see the result is 0.95. Again, it shows that this is not a good investment. This is not investment that you have to accept because this investment has present value index of less than 1. That's all for the topic 10. We have covered all the topics in the syllabus. So today we have finished our lecture. So do not forget to write your name and metric number in the comment section. I will take that as the lecture attendance for today. Thank you very much.